Was Titan's abnormally large window its weakest link? Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Several chunks of the ill-fated Titan were offloaded today in St. John's, Newfoundland. Photos of white pieces of the ship and wrecked wiring could be seen as the wreckage was offloaded from the Horizon Arctic ship. But the most important image appears to be this one. Before we get to the rest of this analysis, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you're enjoying this episode, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button and let's get started. So can you see that the orange strapping can be seen wrapping through the hole where the original window is located? You may recall in their social media that OceanGate bragged about having the largest viewport in a deep diving submersible. Well, it doesn't appear to be intact in the photos of the nose cone. Now, I was actually watching the movie Titanic a little bit earlier today, and the windows in that movie, but where it's showing the submersible, are tiny. So isn't it possible that this structure that was so oversized, so exceptional, so extraordinary, so unusual, isn't it possible that the nose cone blew in or cracked? It's also possible that it may have blown out or popped out when the rest of the structure collapsed, perhaps due to a fault somewhere else. Or it's possible that the original defect was in this preternaturally large viewport. Given the crushing depths at 4,000 meters, the size of the viewport was also a risky venture, besides using carbon fiber laminate. So if they're talking about the carbon fiber delaminating, weakening, being susceptible to cyclical failure, what about this eyeball? What about this window? As far as I know, it was only certified to 1,300 meters. And if you take a careful look at this photo, quite a lot is missing from the nose cone besides the glass. The disc and the rivets aren't visible either. It's possible the window was removed for transport purposes by the crew, but how likely is that? Also absent from the footage of the wreck is the obviously cylindrical vessel that housed and was meant to protect crew. It's also not clear what is going on with those pinkish ribbons or looks like bags, looks like, almost like soggy toilet paper. Is that what has remained of the laminate, or is that just a kind of canvas bag that is containing various fragments and paraphernalia? One also wonders, did they find fragments of those monitors? Did they find cell phones? Did they find clothing? Since the laminate is black, it's more likely that the pinkish material is perhaps a kind of bag containing some of, as I say, all of the rest of that debris, other items that are of potential evidentiary value. According to the US-based Pelagic Research Services, the salvage team have completed their work, which suggests that they feel they've been there for 10 days non-stop, working around the clock, but they feel that they've recovered all there is to recover. It's not a pleasant thought, but perhaps human remains that were found within the wreckage is in some of those bags lying on the quayside. Now, I would imagine that in a situation like that, you would have tents and you would have a lot more care in terms of that, but I could be wrong. Interestingly, the ship that was once chartered by OceanGate is on this occasion chartered by the ROV company to find pieces of the company's star attraction. What a reversal of fortune. One thing is clear, the Titan, made in part of some extremely resilient materials, has ended up in several fragments, and the implosion, when it happened, was heard hundreds of miles away. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.